that early on.
Hello, welcome to Business Notes. I'm your host, Diane Bogino, and our guest today is Dawn Gartin. Dawn is a social mediologist, speaker, trainer, and CFO. That's Chief Fun Officer. Through social media exploration for training, speaking, and marketing small businesses, Dawn has capitalized on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Yammer. Colleagues and clients regularly request her to teach, train, or just plain do it for them. Dawn has more than 15 years of experience developing and delivering training for the technology industry, from software to hardware and from leadership to soft skills. Dawn is constantly recognized as the top performer and well-versed in the game of social media. Dawn, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me. Very excited to talk to you.
So, what is a social mediologist?
A social mediologist. Well, actually, a friend of mine gave me that title, and we both loved it, so we decided it should stick. Social media is still a very new concept for a lot of people, and even though it's been out for a few years, it's really kind of hard to put the word expert in my mind to social media. So a mediologist, we like that from a fun perspective, that you're out there figuring some things out, predicting what's going on, and playing in the game of social media.
In the introduction, we said that some people just have you do it for them. Tell me what you mean by that.
I've got clients that want to be in the game, but they have a business to run. So social media really ties into the marketing that they're doing, so they want to hand that off to somebody else. And so what I can do for them is anything from nuts to bolts. We set it up, we run it for them. We always get their input, because social media is about being social, about the person or the business. So I have contacts with them and questions I ask of them, but then I do the work of posting and following and engaging the customer for them.
So you kind of study their business a little bit before.
Yes.
So you know them.
Study their business, study who their customers are, study who their competition is, so that we're putting them where they need to be for where their customers are, to be able to engage them and talk to them.
You are having an event coming up on June the 24th.
Yes.
At Rome in Alpharetta.
Yes.
And it's called The Tweet That Pays.
The tweet that pays, yes.
And tell us a little bit about it.
Sure. Kelly Vandiver is a colleague of mine who also does some speaking around social media and Twitter and conference presentations. And we started talking about all the questions we both get about Twitter. What is it? Why should I do it? Why do I care if somebody's walking their dog? And we really saw that there's a lot of potential for the small business owner in particular to realize the value of communicating with their client, getting the word out about what they do, listening to their client. So if they want to do a poll about certain things about their market or about products, that real time Twitter can satisfy that. So we put together this 75-minute seminar to get the small business owner up to speed rather quickly, and they can decide, hey, it is something I want to get involved in, or it's not. That's what social media is all about. You have to figure out what fits best into your marketing plan.
And you've got an early bird special.
We do. We have an early bird special. If they register by Monday, June 14th, then it's $29. And for the video, everybody who's watching the video today, if they don't get in on the early bird, we're still going to give them that $10 off. They just need to register with the discount code TWEETVIDEO. So when they sign up, Tweet Video, because the normal price is $39. So if they miss the early bird, Tweet Video will get them the extra $10 off.
Topics is how people make money on Twitter. Personally, I had no idea you could make money on Twitter. Can you tell us just a little sneak peek about that?
Sure. Well, there's all different avenues about making money, and of course, a lot of people are very skeptical because there's all the online issues and scams. So it's not that aspect of making money. It's really helping the small business owners see how they can leverage what they're already doing to produce the information that they need to talk about their products or services. So it's another channel of getting their information out there where they can sell or meet people that would be prospective clients. So that's how you can make money.
Who do you think should come to this?
Anybody who says, why should I be on Twitter? If they've been hearing about it, you see it more and more in the news, you hear comments, it's on commercials, everybody's like, what is this Twitter thing? They will benefit. It'll be a great investment in their $29 to find out what it is, how to get started, why they want to do it, what it can do for them, good examples of what other companies are doing around that, so that always that curiosity about, well, what's my competition doing? So if they're on Twitter, I need to be on Twitter. And then they can really decide for themselves. They'll have enough information to say, I need to work this into my plan, or I don't.
Why do you think that small businesses should be involved with social media?
Social media has really leveraged the playing field. So often small businesses were left behind because they don't have the big guy's budget. Social media really puts everybody on equal standing. Now, obviously, the big guy can spend more money and have more people, but you still have a presence as a small business. So it puts you out there where your customers are. More and more people are on Facebook, on YouTube, are tweeting about different things. So you really want to hang out where your customers are or your potential customers are. So that way they know, like, and trust you through this process. And when they're ready to do business, you've already established that relationship. Now it's just a matter of what the business needs to be. So social media, all small businesses need to figure out where that fits into their plan. It doesn't have to be all three, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. They might have an avenue that says, this is where my audience is and that's where I want to be. But all it really costs is a little bit of time to figure it out. And the bang for the buck is huge compared to what the big guy's having to pay out.
Dawn, tell us, how did you get started on Twitter, and a little bit about your background?
Sure. I actually started in social media. My first love is LinkedIn. A lot of people know that from a business perspective, and I highly believe all professionals should be on LinkedIn. So that's where I first started. Then I got onto Facebook because I had some older nephews, and that was the only way we could contact them is through Facebook. So I thought I better figure this out. And then I started hearing more and more about Twitter, and it was just this curiosity of 140 characters. What can you do with that? So I created my account probably a little more than a year ago, and I've never looked back, just always forward. It keeps moving, it keeps changing, it's real time, it's great information, it's networking in ways that you never thought it could be, and it really is a nice tie-in to all things social.
What do you tweet about, Dawn?
That's a great question. When I first started in Twitter, and actually when most people first start in Twitter, as well as I think even in Facebook, they are a looker. They want to see what other people are doing, how does this work, what's it about. And so I did the very same thing. When I first started on Twitter, I followed people that I was interested in who talked about things that I was curious about. And I watched what they did. If they said something that I thought was pretty cool, or they pointed out to an article or a video that I also enjoyed, I did what's called a retweet, which is kind of like forwarding an email. So back in the email days, that are still around, but who knows for how long, we got something we liked, we thought it was pretty cool, and we wanted to forward it to all of our friends. A retweet is the same thing in the Twitter world. Somebody has posted something that I like, I find value. I tend to think the people who are following me are going to find value, and so I retweet it and put that out there. So what I tweet about is a combination of retweets, because other people have said things so well, I don't need to repeat it, I just want to endorse it. And then I put out tips and tricks about social media, about training, about speaking. And then I also put personal information out there, kind of an 80-20 rule, 80 more business content that people really want to know about, 20 so people can get to know me. So I'll post, I lost my tennis match, doggone it. Or I took my nieces to the pool, because it shows I'm human and it shows that I'm interested in what's going on around me, and that hopefully is endearing me to other people, and that's what's endearing me to them when they put something personal when they tweet.
Now, did I hear you just predict the demise of email?
I'm not the first to say that. I wouldn't say it's a demise, but it's definitely changing. You know, we used to think the good old postal system would be around forever, and even it is changing. Email came out and drove some of those changes. Social media is driving change in communication. And kids today, you know, they're texting, they're instant messaging, they don't leave voicemails because they figure you'll just call them back. There's no point in leaving that information, just call me back. They're messaging through social media. So email will still have a place, but not, I think, to the extent of what we currently use email for. Social media is moving in that direction.
Amazing.
It is, and it's fast. It's moving fast.
Dawn, thank you so much for being with us today. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Diane. I appreciate it.
Thank you for being with us. This is Diane Bogino saying see you next time on Business Notes.